Hey guys, Hayden here again from Alarm System Store, and today I thought I'd do a little demonstration on how global keypads work. If you're unfamiliar with global keypads, basically whenever you partition out a system, which essentially means taking your one main system and creating small miniature systems for like sections of a house or multiple buildings or something like that, what you can do is you can take your keypads and set them as a global keypad so it has access to all partitions. Now, before we dive into this, I do want to let you know, generally for most people, it's sort of difficult to get used to the UI for the global keypads on LCD keypads. So if you have regular like button style keypads like this, it is better to just go ahead and add a second keypad for that second partition and then have, partition 1 keypad and a partition 2 keypad. That just keeps things very simple. And you don't have to learn a new UI or user interface. However, there are people who do wish to use a global keypad, but as I mentioned, it can be a little bit confusing whenever you first do it. So, thought I'd just give a quick demonstration on how that's done. The reason I have a touchscreen here is because the touchscreens make using multiple partitions extremely simple, so I thought I would show that too. It is quite a bit more expensive than a standard keypad, but if you only want one keypad and you are going to have multiple partitions, I would go with the touchscreen just because it simplifies things a lot. So anyway, today I have this Neo set up with 2 partitions. We just have a door contact on each zone. I just have them shorted with jumpers right there. And on our keypad here, you saw the screen before, it was just the date and time like normal. However, when I hit a button, the first thing it asked me for was the access code. And basically it's asking for the master code. And anytime you have your keypad set up as global, this is the default way it is going to operate. So the first thing you're going to do with a global keypad, if you want to access either partition to be able to arm it, you type in your master code. And what's going to come up is going to be a row of your partitions, is what this is. So this is partition 1 and that's partition 2. Each one of them is going to have a letter underneath. Now the R right there basically means both partitions are ready to arm. If it is an N, it means not ready. But essentially it gives you the current status of your partitions. Now, what you can do is if you want to access just a specific partition, if you use the arrow keys here, you can scroll over and it gives you the option to arm all partitions. You can just hit star and it will arm both 1 and 2 or whichever ones are ready. If you keep scrolling though, you can arm partition 1, you can arm partition 2 specifically, or you can press star to select a partition. Now, if we need to go into a specific partition, like let's say we want to see what zones are open, we have to select a partition. So we'll go in to partition 1 and it says selecting partition 1, and now we get to the normal screen that you would see for just a basic keypad. So it's going to say system is ready to arm, and it's not going to show any open zones right now because I don't have any. However, if I open zone 1 here, our zone 1 is attached to partition 1, so you can see, since we are on partition 1, it is showing zone 1 as open. Now, if I open zone 2, we will not see that on the screen right now, and that is because we are in partition 1. This is one of the things that confuses a lot of people whenever they first start messing with this, because they'll have multiple zones open and they know it. However, when you're in a selected partition, you only see the zones for that partition. And since our zone 2 is attached only to partition 2, we can't see it on this screen. So if we wanted to arm or whatever, we could just do so the normal way. So you can use your function keys, you can type in your code, so on and so forth. So from this point on, once we have a partition selected, it acts like the normal LCD keypad that you would be used to with just a single partition. Now, let's go ahead and close these real quick. Eventually, if you wait long enough, the selected partition will time out and it'll go back to the overview screen where it tells you to enter your master code, like we did a moment ago. However, if you do need to back out and select a different partition, you could do so manually by holding the pound key. So as you hold that, what it's going to do is it's going to kick you back to the global screen, essentially. So now we're back to enter our access code, plug that in, we can see our 2 partitions, we can scroll over to select a partition, and we can go to partition 2. And then we're back to this type of screen. However, this is the partition 2 basic layout. So those are the basics of using it with the LCD keypad. Personally, I don't find it very useful just because it does add time to accessing your system at all. So, you know, if you want to go see what open zones you have to select that partition. You got to go in, check them, back out, go to the other partition, so on and so forth. Personally, I just don't like that. So that is why I recommend having an LCD keypad for each partition. Now, one thing that is a lot nicer on the Neo as compared to like older DSC systems, if you're familiar with that, you can actually go into your different user menus without needing to go into a partition. So like on the older Power series, you had to go into a partition before you could like enter programming, for example. However, on the Neo, you are able to just hit *8, plug in your installer code, and then you can get into programming. So they did fix that a little bit, so that makes that a little bit nicer. However, as I mentioned, I brought the touchscreen just so I could show you guys how much simpler it is to use these than it is to add those extra steps in your LCD UI. So on the touchscreen, by default, it is going to be looking at whatever partition you have it assigned to. By default, that's going to be partition 1. Which usually works out. Usually partition 1 is like the main area that, you know, the users are going to be at. And now on the touchscreen, you can see up here at the top it says partition 1. If we wanted to arm it, we could just click that green bar and it would start the arming countdown. And you have a zone status option here. Now, if we click on that, you can see that zone 1 is showing on there, and it is showing zones 3, 4, 5, etc. And that is only because I did not disable them from partition 1. They don't have anything programmed in them, however they are still available on partition 1, so they're showing up. However, you can see that zone 2 is missing, and that is because, as I mentioned, zone 2 is attached to partition 2. So if we wanted to check those, we would just click the options here, we click on partition status. You do have to plug in your master code, but from here you can select which partition you want to access, click it, and then you're on partition 2. If we click zone status, we can see that zone 2 is available there, shows the status for it, and that is because we're looking at partition 2 now. So, you know, it might just be my personal preference that I like the touchscreen a lot better, but I find using this menu to view the partitions a lot easier. One, because if you do label your partitions, you can have like partition 1 labeled, you know, main house, and it'll show up on here. Partition 2 could be the garage, so on, whatever. However, another nice thing is instead of just having a letter that you have to know what it means, like the R, the N, A, etc., it actually tells you what partitions are ready to arm, and it uses the full language, so it's a lot easier to read and understand what you're looking at. So, for example, if we go ahead and open zone 2 right here, so now that we have zone 2 open, if we go into our partition status screen, we can see that partition 2 is not ready. So again, it's personal preference, obviously. However, I much prefer the touchscreens version of global, and it doesn't require that you go in and program the keypad as a global keypad. These touchscreens by default are just able to access any partition using that partition status screen. So I like that a lot more. It's a lot less work. It's a lot less memorization, trying to, you know, obviously figure out what you're doing on these LCD keypads. Like I said, if you're hesitant about using this because you've used it on a previous DSC system and you didn't like it, these LCD keypads are better now than they used to be. However, again, the touchscreen's gonna beat that out generally for most people. But hopefully that gives you guys a rough idea of how to use global keypads with the DSC NEO. Like I said, it's not a terrible setup. It is just a bit confusing, especially if you've used your system with just one partition for a while, and then you decide to add a second partition, and then you got this whole new UI to work with. Like, nothing's going to be the same until you go into those specific partitions, and then you'll get to your, normal front screen, whatever you want to call it. So, but anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, by all means leave it down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.